Wow, would you look at that? Wario has just turned 30, and one does not remain the same over the course of 30 years. I mean, maybe some do, but that is not the case for Wario. Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and today we're here to look at what happened to that Wario we met 30 years ago. As we see it, Wario has gone through 3 major phases, and this video was based on an article on Nintendo Life written by Scott about this exact thing, so please go check that out. I'll link it down in the description. But without further ado, let's look at the first phase. Wario, the rival and hypnotist. So while Mario was out adventuring, saving Daisy in Super Mario Land, Wario saw an opportunity. He cast a magic spell over Mario Land and took over Mario's castle. This is the first time we saw Wario, and here he was much more intimidating. He was almost scary. You can see from this Super Mario Land 2 ad that he could also hypnotize. Oh no, I'm not falling for this one again. But what's facts here is that Wario can hypnotize and Wario can cast spells, something that I don't think he can do anymore. As we all know, Wario is just an opposite Mario. Mario is fast, Wario is slow. Mario is a good guy, Wario is a bad guy. It's even in the name. Evil in Japanese is Waru, Wario. But why is Wario and Mario enemies? Well, in a Club Nintendo comic called Mario vs. Wario, it actually shows pretty well what they went through in the past. See, Mario and Wario grew up together. Mario may have fond memories of their childhood together, picking up turnips, flattening coins with thwoms, and playing sheriff and rustler, but Wario remembers it differently. While Mario was picking up turnips, Wario was left with the piranha flowers. While Mario was flattening coins, Wario got stomped on instead, and they played Sheriff and Rustler, but of the 1,556 times they played, Wario was only Sheriff once, and that one time, Mario was just making fun of him. So, I kinda get Wario's hatred. Another example of Wario hypnotizing is in Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3, and it's the same premise as the ad from Super Mario Land 2. He says, "Being bad is good, buying a bigger castle than Mario's." But with Wario Land and the following games, the second phase seems to take place. And this phase is Wario, the treasure hunter. So after Mario Land 2, the 6 golden coins, he stops meddling with Mario. Wario's always had a big interest in treasures, and he seems really to embrace this in Wario Land. You use coins for so many things, like beating levels, and there's also treasures to be found that actually change the outcome of the game, because the more treasures you have, the bigger castle Wario will get. The villain in this game is, well, it's not Wario anymore, you're Wario, it's Captain Syrup, and you're trying to steal this Peach statue so you can sell it for profit. And once you've defeated Captain Syrup and you have the statue in front of you, well, would you look at that, Mario sweeps in and steals it, after Wario's done all the hard work. But Wario doesn't let that stop him, because he keeps going out and finding new treasures and new adventures on his own. If we fast forward a bit and go to Wario Land 4, Wario's still searching for treasures. The game starts off with him finding a pyramid and then just going straight in, fighting monsters, no fear whatsoever. That's the cool thing about this version of Wario. He is fearless. Nothing can stop him if there's money involved. He gets set on fire, turns into a giant snowball, gets stung by bees, but this doesn't stop him, because Wario plays quite a bit different than Mario. Instead of dying or just shrinking when taking hits, he gains abilities, and this is one of the coolest features of these Wario Land games. So as we see, Wario is this ruthless treasure hunter for multiple games, but unfortunately, the last we see of this version of Wario is in 2008's Wario Land, the Shake Dimension, or as it's also known, just Wario Land Shake It. The design director of that game said, "As much as possible, I wanted to show a macho Wario, one who is masculine and tough. I asked the animators to strongly emphasize his manly characteristics." And that kind of wraps up this second phase, and I think it has something to do with we haven't seen any Wario Land games since then. The last and final phase is Wario, the gross businessman. He gave up his adventuring and instead sat down and made others make video games for him. He's just really gross now. Picks boogers all the time, farts, and just eats tons of garlic. This is the version of Wario we see in the WarioWare series and also in later Mario spin-offs. He also finally got added to Super Smash Bros. In Super Smash Bros. Brawl. And what does he do? He falls off his bike and farts. This really set the stage of the Wario we would see in the future. Also, his moveset has also no references to the Wario Land series. Sure, he had a shoulder charge, but that got removed in Smash 4. This version of Wario is also what we see in the Mario Sports series, and the latest example is in Mario Strikers Battle League. His goal celebrations is eating a garlic and burping, and his supercharge, shooting with his butt. It is a bit disappointing to see that the comedic aspects now overpower what once was a very evil maniac Wario. And it's a shame because Wario is a very capable character. Then again, it might just be that we haven't had a Wario Land game in 15 years, yes, half of his lifespan. And I'm sure tons of people, younger folks mostly, only know this gross version of Wario and haven't really dwelled into the Wario Land series. I know I talked a lot of negative about this third phase, but a cool thing that we kinda got to see and is more emphasized is Wario and Waluigi's friendship. They go through everything together, and even in some titles we see this kinda evil version of them taking over, in Mario Tennis, but it's few and far between. And mostly it's just these two being kind of wacky, and I would love to see an actual game based around these two. Mario plus Luigi plus Waluigi plus Wario, make it happen. But which one of these three phases is your favorite version of Wario? Let us know down in the comments below, and if you like this video, don't forget to fart on that subscribe button. I kinda grew up with this gross Wario version, so I have a soft spot for him, but then again, when I see what Wario once was, I do find it a bit underwhelming. But what does the future hold? Are we gonna see any Wario Land games in the future, or is it just gross Wario all the way? Happy birthday, Wario, congrats with the 30 years to many more. Stay safe, play some Wario games, and I'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.